Okay? So, hi. I am so glad, yes, everyone is allowed to raise their hand and everyone is allowed to use the microphone. So I'm hoping that you guys can both talk because I hate being the only one talking. And, oops, it's still away. There we go. So, I'm hoping you guys can talk and you can hear, and Elisheva, reassure me that you can hear me before I start, please. So nice to be back with everyone. Fantastic. Okay. So, hi. On the screen, there are a number of psukim from Sefer Shmot. And what I want to do is we're reading them at the end of part one. We talked about a lot of the shorashim. We talked about the tenses, how sometimes something would be in avar, sometimes it would be in atid, and how we could flip tenses around, so differentiating them from Lashon HaKodesh from conversational modern Hebrew. But what I want to draw your attention to today is a quick review of prepositions. Actually, I'm not sure how much of this is review. It's not review. It's prepositions and pronoun suffixes. So first thing I want to do, awesome, it's so nice to see you guys back, or at least know that you're there, not just talking to myself. First thing I want to do is make sure we understand what a preposition is. So you'll see these two words, lahen, lahem. And if somebody, I'll read it through really quickly just to make sure we're understanding the words in context. And then I want to talk more about prepositions, because even lots of us who speak English and use prepositions all the time haven't necessarily recognized that we are using prepositions. And it's one of those words that sometimes throws people off. So, Vayomer Melech Mitzrayim lamiyaldot ha'ivriot. So the king of Mitzrayim said to the Jewish midwives, Asher Shem ha'echad Shifra, v'Shem ha'shenit Pua. That one of them was named Shifra, the other one, the second one, named Pua. Vayomer, B'yaltachen et ha'ivriot, and he said, when you help the Jewish women give birth, or iten al ha'ovnaim, and you see upon ovnaim are translated as birthing stones, im benhu v'hamiten. If it's a boy, if it's a son, you kill him. If it's a daughter, she should live. But the midwives had fear of Hashem, and they did not do what he had spoken to them of, that Alehen Melech Mitzrayim, that the king of Mitzrayim had spoken to them of, but Techayena et Yeladim, and they allowed the children to live. Vayikra Melech Mitzrayim, and the king of Mitzrayim called the Me'aldot, he called the midwives, Vayomer Lahen, and he said to them. I want to draw your attention to the Lamed. It is a prefix. Lahen, to them. Oh, it's the one before the tree of prepositions. Can you, I think, yeah. Can you click back? Can you see it now? Okay, good. That's so funny. And he said to them, and I'm emphasizing, I'm going to get my pointer going so you can see where I'm looking. To them, Madua asiten hadavar hazeh. Why did you do this thing? But techayena et yeladim, and you kept the children alive. Vatamarna hamiyaldot, and the miyaldot said, El Paro, to Paro. And I want you to notice El Paro, to Paro. Ki lo kanashim hamitzriot ha'ivriot, that the Jewish women are not like the Egyptian women. Ki chayot hena, that they are living. and it's not the purview of our class, but I'm happy to address this afterwards because it's interesting. Chaya is an animal, but it's also one that gives life. So we can address it afterwards. Ki chayot hena, b'terem tavo alehen hamiyaledet vayaladu. By the time the midwife arrives to them, they've already given birth. Vayetev Elokim lemiyaldot, and Hashem did well. He did good by the miyaldot, for the miyaldot. He made things good for them. Vayirev ha'am, and the nation, became more numerous. Vayatzmu, and they became stronger. Me'od, in a big way, very much. Vayihi ki yaru ha'miyaladot, Vayihi ki yaru ha'miyaldot, and it was that the miyaldot had fear et Elokim of Hashem, vaya'as lahem batim, and he made for them houses. So let's look at the la. La is a prefix, and it's a prepositional prefix. Hebrew is very efficient that way. So, Chevy, you might remember my little spiel on how you can take so many words in English, and in Hebrew you compact it, and you have one word with just tons and tons of information loaded in. So what's a preposition? This is the squirrel in the tree. Yeah, you do remember. Nice. Okay, so prepositions are sometimes explained as everything a squirrel can do to a tree. A prepositional word describes the relationship between objects. So it could be above, it could be beyond, it could be in, around, over, under, before, and after. All of these are prepositional words. In English, we might have prepositional phrases. He went into the house. So there's a prepositional phrase that talks about the relationship between what he did and where he went. And in Hebrew, prepositions are very often written as prefixes. So again, as a quick reminder, not to insult anyone's intelligence, chas v'shalom, but a prefix is something that's added to the beginning of a word that adds information. Contrast that with a suffix, add to the end of a word also to provide information. So in English, a suffix might be es. So I have one box, or I have multiple boxes. Boxes, the es is the suffix. Or if I say I might tie my shoe, or I might untie my shoe, the un, saying the opposite of, that's a prefix also. So let's keep going because the squirrel's cute, but it's not a good use of our time. These are all prepositions in Hebrew. Min, el, al, et, and they're written as, and prefixes would be bet, mem, lamed, or ke. So if I have the prefix be, it means in. Me, as a prefix, from. It's like saying min. Lamed, as a prefix, it's like saying el, and it's before, or to. Sorry, it's to something, not before. To. Ke is like saying kamo. It's comparative, but it's also a prefix, like comparing something to something else. Be is like, well, you'd say betoch, inside, achar, after. Im, with this ayin, means with. Lifnei is in front of. Bikerev, in the midst of, or in the middle of. So to become familiar with all of these prepositions, and especially I want to pay attention to the prepositional prefixes, because those are often mistaken as part of a word, where essentially, remember my onion, we can peel back meaning. Well, we can also take an individual word and peel off portions of it to get to the shorish, to get to the root, and to try and derive meaning even from a word that we're not totally familiar with from a previous exposure. When we know how to take off the prefixes and suffixes and sort of separate the parts of the word, then it gives us more information about what that word is about. Let's move on. So over here, what I'd like to do is look for prepositions. Okay? Just going to take a quick peek. Okay, so let's go through this and look for prepositions, but I want to look for something else if we can, and like just to sort of refresh your memory, what's a pronoun in English? Any ideas? You're both welcome to speak. I enabled participant microphone, so you should be able to talk. A pronoun in English is a word that takes the place of a noun. So personal pronouns, rather than saying calling myself by name, I might say me. I might say, rather than saying someone's name, I might refer to them as he or she, them or they. It is a not a gender specific pronoun. They, if it's possessive pronouns, it might be like them. Well, they exist in every language, and they certainly exist in Hebrew, usually as a suffix. So let's just start looking a little bit, see what we can come up with. Vayisu kol bnei Israel. So I'm just looking. Does anyone want to try this? Anyone want to give it a try? Either of you? No? Okay.
I don't know what a DOS. I don't know what a DOS is.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. It's great.
Can you hear me?
So,
okay. Yeah, I disconnected the microphone.
Okay, that's great. Let's just identify. I can fill in words that you're not sure about. What I want to do is identify words that have a suffix pronoun. Okay? That's all I'm looking for. Va is also a prefix, by the way. Va means and, so that's also a prefix.
Should we try to translate it? Or?
You can, or just pick out the word that has a pronoun suffix. Or sorry, you know what?
Do you mean like?
So we could start with grab my clicker. Vayisu kol adat b'nei Yisrael.
Yeah. So
and all of the nation of Bnei Israel, or the congregation of Bnei Israel, traveled. Mi midbar sin.
Okay.
Me. See this first
so
noun? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the from midbar sin, which is the Sinai desert. I'll take a look at this word. Lemas ahem. For their travels. But you see the hem at the end? That's there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Al pi Hashem vayachanu. Do you want to keep going? I didn't mean to take over. I apologize.
Oh, no, it's okay. Is al on or no?
Pardon?
The word al, is that on?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Al pi Hashem, no. And I'll tell you why we're not going to look at it, or we're not going to call it that.
Okay.
Literally, it does mean on, but if that's the way we're translating, we're saying on the mouth of Hashem, which is kind of weird. So api Hashem is more, Hashem said to do it, so we're doing it. Okay, but look at Be'refidim. What does be mean?
In or with?
In, right. Here they camped at Refidim. That was actually their first stop. Can
I just have a quick question?
Yeah.
Just a question. So for the verb that comes before be refidim, vaya Chanu, is that the yud like referring to kol achas b'nei Yisrael? Like the yud is they, referring to kol adas b'nei Yisrael? Like he, that, do you know what I mean? Like the yud is he will or it will, or
So Yachanu,
is that what that means?
so the Yachanu is, it's not part of
Or
the
is that the
shoresh.
shorish?
What it's doing is indicating the tense.
Great.
So
Okay.
it's for haim. So when we're talking about haim, as in they, this is the way that the verb is conjugated.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. Okay, sorry. Okay.
No, don't apologize. It's a very valid question. All questions are valid. So vayachanu, be'rifidim, in rifidim. And you know what? You don't have to read it out loud. Just like call out a word that you see with that prepositional prefix.
So, I think this arrow's in the way. Okay, good. So does the lamed for lishtoch?
To drink. That's actually the infinitive of the verb.
Okay.
But it would be to.
Water.
That means to at the beginning.
Okay.
Well, this isn't a prep. This is a preposition. No, it's not. It's a pronoun. See, it says lanu. It's a pronoun. Give us. Ma'im v'nishteh v'yomer lahem. Ooh, here's a good one. Lahem, to them.
Okay.
So vayomer lahem Moshe. Moshe said to them. Ma tirivun imadi, with me. That's a biggie. Imadi. Literally it's im ani, with me. Ma tenasun et Hashem. Why are you testing Hashem? And I'm looking over here. Vayitzma Shem ha'am la mayim. They're thirsty for the water. Vayalen ha'am al Moshe. They complained to Moshe. Vayomer, lama zeh elitanu mimitzrayim. Elitanu. This is a personal.
Why did you bring us?
Pardon?
Oh, why did you take us out? No.
Yeah. Why did you bring us out?
Which,
Actually, literally, it means why did you raise us from Mitzrayim? As in, the idea is to bring us out of Mitzrayim. Lehamit oti? Oti? Me? Ve'et Kanai, ve'et Miknai, bat sama vayitzak Moshe al Hashem, lemor ma e'eseh la'am hazeh od ma'at, usekaluni. And they'll stone me. I'm just looking. Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, avor lifnei. Hey, we just had that. Lifnei, in front of the nation. Pass in front of the nation. V'kach itcha miziknei Yisrael. And take with you from among the zikenim, the elders. Umatcha, and your shevet. Umatcha, and your stick. Asher hikita bo et hayor, that you use for hitting the river. Kach biyadcha, take it in your hand, v'halachta, and go. Hineni omed lefanecha. Oh, check this one out. Lifnei, in front of. Lefanecha, in front of you. Sham al hatzur, b'chorei v'hikita batzur, v'yatzu mimenu mayim. V'shata ha'am. V'yatzu. And they went out and came out of it water. From it came water. Do you recognize what this is from, ladies? What happened here? This is also from Sefer Shemot. This is the story where, this is the time when right after Miriam died, and she had been a source of water, and now Bnei Israel are saying, oh great, she's gone, now we're all going to die of thirst. And Moshe got a little frustrated, and he took his stick, and he was supposed to talk to the Miriam's well, which was really a rock. I mean, it was a rock that obviously produced water, and we know what happens afterwards. Does anyone remember? He ends up, Kita Batsur. He wasn't supposed to literally hit it, and he hit it.
Right.
Yeah. I actually love that one. So let's look at the pronoun suffixes. Ani, what is that?
I.
Ata.
You.
You,
You, masculine, singular.
singular. Good. At.
Is it okay if I feel like I don't want to take over is it okay to say it or?
Just please. I think Miriam,
I think
Miriam wants to jump in. She's more than welcome.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize.
You.
I'm saying don't apologize on Miriam's behalf. I suspect that.
I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
the participation is really, really appreciated. And Miriam, I hope you know that you're also welcome. Some people they're more comfortable with it than others. So I don't hear you, Miriam. That's the problem. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is the problem. No, yeah, we can't.
I can't hear you. Is your microphone on and everything? Did you check like the little green mic icon on top? Okay, please do. So, okay, so in the interim, Elisheva, do you remember what at is?
Okay. Yeah, it's you, feminine, singular.
And who?
Right. Would it be him? Like, it's at the end of words, right? So him or
It's
it?
he.
Masculine?
It's he.
He, okay, so.
It's as in,
He
will go to the store, hu yelech lachanut. Who is he in English?
Okay, so.
And he in English
so
is she.
Yeah. Anachnu, we. Atem, I skip this one. It's you, plural, masculine.
Awesome, yes.
And aten, you, plural, feminine.
Yes.
And then haim is they, masculine, plural. And then hain is they, plural, feminine.
Perfect. Okay. So when we see, like, I'm going to go back for a second. When we see something like Bekir Beinu, you see this new ending? It's Bekerev Anachnu.
Yeah,
so this is a suffix that is...
Yeah, where are we? I don't know.
I just went back one slide.
Yeah, I just don't see it on the page, like which pasuk it would be.
Using my arrow.
Aleph or...
Does that help?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
So that new,
okay.
That's anachnu doing it. And it's a suffix and it's a pronoun. Where you look at nasotam,
there you go.
It belongs to him, their travels.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Here, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, Baruch Hashem, welcome. It's not travels. It looks like it's tests or trials where they were like constantly testing the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay. So the thing with the pronoun suffixes is that we can see that there's just an ending. It doesn't have to be the whole word. We'll look for more examples. So whenever you see this at the end, you know that it's referring to a person or a pronoun, sorry. Now, here we have combine the preposition with the pronoun. So if I want to say to me, I put the lo and then the ani. So remember how this was just an E ending? Well, I don't have to say le ani, to me. I can just say li. I don't say le ata. I say lecha. Rather than le at, lach. Lehu is not correct. It's lo, to him. And la is to her. By the same token, we don't say le anachnu. We say lanu. Or le atem, lachem. Aten, le aten would be lachen. Haim, lahem, that one's pretty easy. And lahen, because here the word is still there. But it's a short little word, so I think these two are always the easiest ones. Important thing to know is we have here a suffix for the pronoun and a prefix for the preposition, and we smush them together to come up with a new word. And it doesn't have to have the middle part. So, let's translate. Miriam, you want to go for it? Since you're newly microphoned.
Yeah. Li is to me, lanu is to us, lachen is to female them, or female you, female you plural.
Okay.
Lecha to you, aten,
I give.
Okay. Es haaretz, the earth, this earth.
Or this
This
land.
land.
Right.
Yeah. And Vata'an Lahem Miriam. So something giving to Miriam, or I don't know the root of ta'an.
But ta'an lahem, and Miriam answered lahem.
Oh.
And Miriam answered them.
Them masculine.
Yes.
Right? Awesome. Nice. Elisheva, you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question though about oh gosh, but I can't. It's so small. But ta'an, like, and Miriam answered.
Yeah.
What's the shurash for answer?
La'anot.
Is it?
Hu ana lahem.
But what's the
Ayin nun hey.
ayin nun hey? Okay, so the hey went away.
The hey goes away.
So what is the top doing there then?
Because
I guess I'm confused where the top is. That's because it's a for she Miriam. It's referring to Miriam.
yeah, because it's feminine talking. Because not talking.
Okay, that one always. I always forget that one. Okay.
It's okay. But
Okay.
ta'an is saying she did the action. So
Right.
the prefix to say she
Okay.
did it is the tough in the front. Remember when we conjugate verbs,
Okay, and
sometimes there's the verb form will change slightly. It's the same shorish, but we'll add letters or
Yeah.
drop letters. So vata'an is one of them.
right, and is that okay? And is that a vav hippoch then? The top really is future, but it changes it to past.
Yeah, exactly. If it was conversational
Okay,
Hebrew,
thank
it would
you
be
so-
future tense because it's Lashon HaKodesh. This
Oh, wow.
vav is vava hipuch, and it's she answered. It's past because
Okay.
it did that flipping
great.
thing. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's like really like this part of the course really pulls together. Like there was a lot of like skills. And now we're bringing them together a little bit more, so it's more complex. There's no question. It's just it's more information. It's going to be more complex, and it's been a couple months. So if you're not, if it's not fresh or you're not like super comfortable with it, it's probably worth a review just to make this a little bit easier to keep up with. But we can go slowly if that makes it easier. It's fine.
Yeah, I also have I'm not yet comfortable with the ones that have the dropping letters.
Yeah.
To recognize the root
Yeah,
words.
I don't know.
It's tricky. I don't know if this is, depending on what you're using it for, like if you're actually, learning with someone else and you need to be in the lead, it might be worth just doing like a couple of flashcards with the rules. You know what I mean? And so you can refer to it. You don't have to go through the whole thing. So as you, like, if you're reviewing from part one, just like jot down a rule. And that might make it easier. I don't know if that's just more work for you or not.
Yeah, I was also wondering if is there a way to get like a PDF version of the study guide, or it's just so hard for me to use it, like when I'm using it online, like to scroll in and see it. I'm always flipping, and I didn't know if that's possible.
I don't know either, but I'm making a note. PDF version study guide.
I haven't checked this time, but I remember for the last course, I was able to download it and print it.
Should be the same.
Oh, wow, okay.
It should be the same. So
okay.
Try it. If it's not working, bring it to Javi's attention, because the intent is that you've got access to the tools for whatever you need to use them for.
Right. Okay, great. Thank you.
When you go full screen, I have a thing where it says download. There's a little icon to download.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll try to check it out. Thank you.
Okay. So we did this. We're awesome. And next. So here we go again. We know the lamed. We added the lamed to the ending. If I wanted to say, well, in me sounds kind of weird, but like, how if something impacts me or how I would feel about it, B, se pogea B, it makes me feel bad. So you see the same E. Let me grab my clicker, my pointer. It has that same E as the li, but we put a B there here now. Becha, in you, or it affects something in you. Bach, bo, ba, you can see exactly the same nikudot, the same vowelizations. They haven't changed, but the letter bet, it's another prefix. It's a prepositional prefix. And when we add this, we've just, instead of saying behem, we say bahem. Well, actually, that's easier. It's also said bum sometimes, and the kids think that's hilarious. Bachen is be-aten. Banu, where's my pointer? Banu is be-anachnu. And by this exact same token, we have the same nekudot here, except we've had to add an extra mem. So it's not mich, it's mimech. So it's not minu, it's mimenu. And that is the same idea. So this first one is the preposition. And the last part, mehen, mayhem, it should be familiar. Mimchen is one way of saying miken. And mimchem, mikem, with the mem, mem. So you can see the pattern emerging. Mimenu, we have the nu. So, we okay? I'm hoping that's a yes. Let's look at the words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, more prepositions. Whoa, come on, clicker. There we go. Kamoni. Kimo, ani, like me. So he's doing whatever I'm doing. He's copying me. Kamoni, like me. Kamocha, like you. Kamoch, kamonu. So the same pattern we saw before with the E, with the cha, with the nu, kamona, like her. Kamonu, kamochem, kamochen. All of them are like you. And true to form, the hem doesn't need to be shortened any. Kamohem and kamohen. Look at the prefix im, with. Again, prepositional prefix. Imi, imcha, imach. So we don't say imhu, we say imo. Im anachnu becomes imanu. Imahem. Now this one is tricky, and I'll tell you why. If you're looking at imahem with an ayin, it's with. If it has an aleph, it makes you think of a mom. Imahem with an aleph would be their, masculine, plural, mother, as in their mother. But we have the ayin, im means with. Bikir B, now check this one out. Bikir B is in the middle. Karev is in the midst of something. Bikir B, you've got the b, the in, the karev, and you have that e ending, just like we saw before. And the same endings follow through, but with the bet in the front, it's in, the word karev in the midst, and bikir b'chem is amongst you, or in the midst of you. And we see the chem ending, same as we saw all the other times. Keep going. Lifnei, in front of. Lifanecha, as in moda ani lifanecha, before you. So it's not lifnei ata, it's lifanecha. And it's extra hard because we need to recognize that bikir B, karev, is in the midst of, but lifnei, the lamed isn't separate. The word is lifnei, in front of. Lifanav, not lifnehu, but lifanav. And here the pattern has changed. So you can see where here it changed. So from the O to the Vav at the end. Lifaneha. Lifanenu. Nu's a pretty good giveaway. We're usually primed for nu, meaning anachnu, and it matches, so it's easy to keep track of. Another hint, when we see the nuns, chen or hen, that's a giveaway that it's feminine, whereas the heim and the chem, the mem sofit at the end, is a giveaway that it's masculine. And whenever we have this ha at the end, it does remind us of the kamatz in the other situations. And that's usually an indicator of feminine. Okay, ready? Last one on the chart. Betochi, within me. Betoch means inside. Betochecha, betochech, same pattern emerging. Inside.
I have a question of the usage of b'toich versus bikir B kind of thing, because in one of the I've seen bikir B is also like within me, translated in some of the davening.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are the nuances of that?
I'll tell you what. When we start looking at translations, then what we're doing is we're looking at the best possible fit, but the nuance in Hebrew is often lost. The word karev has to do with a closeness. I'm using the word in our midst, but there's a closeness involved. If something is karov to you, it's close to you. When I talk about my krovim, like it would be my relatives, people who are close to me. It doesn't mean close by. That would be another word. But bikir B has to do with a closeness. Bitoch is more of physically inside. So if I put something inside those boxes, it would be betocham, in those boxes. Or if I put a spoon in a cup, it would be betoch hakos, inside it. So it doesn't, there's a nuance. In English, they translate almost interchangeably, but that's something we come across in other languages as well, but especially in Lashon HaKodesh. And it's interesting because I learned a long time ago that it was a thing for like priests and non-Jews to learn Hebrew so they could study in the original text. Because that's really, language has a huge cultural component. And when we start translating it into another language with another cultural basis, sometimes things don't match up so exactly. So it's a good question. We come across things very frequently where the nuance might be lost in a translation. Stick with whatever it says if you're davening, because there's a relevance factor, the fact that someone was sitting there and putting this kind of effort into translating tefillah. There's specialness to those words. It's not random. He didn't just do it off the cuff. There was thought that was involved. So I would continue, if you're using that, I would continue to use it the way it is, but to be aware that if you come across these words in another context, they might be slightly different. So, enough.
That makes sense. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad it makes sense. Okay. So we've got some more prepositions. And those prepositions are a lie, to me. A lie, on me. Acharai, after me. So if I say it after me, I'd say acharai, after me. So these are they're directional to, on, after. And you'll see the pattern emerging, and it's fairly consistent. And you'll see it as a suffix in each spot. So again, alayich, how cool is that, is on you, feminine. So if I were to see the word, let's say, acharav, I don't have to ask if it was, is that after a girl or after a boy? Or is it after a bunch of people or after only one person? I know right there, acharav, after him. That's it. Very straightforward, very not ambiguous. And this is something else. Do people know what direct objects and indirect objects are? I think we touched on it a little bit, but we see that even direct objects can be affected by those pronouns. So the direct object is in Hebrew we say et. When we say et in front of something, in front of any object, any noun or person, what we're saying is they are the direct recipients of the verb action. So direct object, oti, otcha, that would be he gave it to me. Sorry, oti, I'm trying to think, ota. I'm trying to think how to put this in context. Okay, take yourselves, etchen, otam, take them. They go with lechitam. Give me a second, I'll come up with something good. And with is im, and with me, iti. Is it similar to imi? Imi is very much a with. Et is if I'm the direct object. So, itcha, itach, he's going with you, holech itach. or he's going with him. This is confused. Just telling you, there's some confusion over here. Don't worry about it. I'm going to clarify it with Javi. Okay. So this is a good part. This is the part, my favorite part is where we put it all together. Ready? Moda ani lefanecha. Lefanecha, what does it mean? We said it before.
Before you?
Yep, who are we talking to?
Oh, Hashem.
We are talking to Hashem. Right? If we didn't know it was Hashem we were talking to. Lefanecha means before ata, you, masculine. So I'm grateful before you.
I'm sorry, I have to turn.
And here we're referring to Hashem in the singular masculine. Take a look at this. Aleinu l'shabeach. It is upon who? Aleinu. Who are the ones who are praising?
We are.
Anachnu, that's right.
Yes.
Try this one. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Ve'ahavta, and you should love. L'reacha. Your friend, your fellow. But we're saying re'acha, masculine, singular. Kamocha, masculine, singular. And check this out. Ve'ahavta, masculine, singular. So this is all you, masculine, singular, should love your fellow as yourself. Torah tziva lanu Moshe, mazalanu. To whom was the Torah commanded?
To us.
Le'anachnu. How about this? Karav elecha hadavar. Elecha, to whom?
To you, singular, masculine.
Awesome. Shalom aleichem. Who should the peace be upon?
To you.
You, plural.
Masculine.
Masculine.
Right. If it was feminine, it would be aleichen. So who are we talking to? When you say peace be unto you, masculine, plural, do you know who it's referring to? Shalom.
Generally, everybody says.
Shalom aleichem malachei hasharet. We're wishing peace on the malachim that come in and check on us. I don't know if you ever had like little ones do this. It's a preschool thing where, their malachim are peeking through the window. See how ready the house is for Shabbos. It's very cute. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. On whom will he make peace?
Upon us.
Upon us. Anachnu. V'dibarta bam. And you, masculine, singular, should speak bam.
To them.
Bahem.
Them.
That's right. You should speak about them or in them, literally. But this is, does anyone know the context where we pulled this out from?
The Shema.
That's right. V'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha. So what are those things we're supposed to be talking about? The things the Torah tells us, teaches us.
Yeah.
Right. Ahavta otanu v'ratzita banu. Ahavta otanu. Oh, here we go. Perfect example. And
So, ahavta, that's
loved,
you, singular.
and he,
masculine.
singular, masculine, love. Otanu.
You what?
Actually, not
The
you.
you is us.
Ahavta is you. Sorry. And you loved. Otanu. We were the object of your love.
Oh, okay.
That's a perfect example. Viratzita banu. And you, singular, masculine, wanted
Uh,
banu. Us. In us. You wanted to have,
Is the root word of ratzisa ratzon?
that's right. It's the same shoresh, wanting.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Nice.
Could you go over Aleinu? I'm sorry, the second one, Aleinu l'shabeach. What is Aleinu again? Like, what's the shurish?
So Aleinu
Or what's the?
is al anachnu. It's like upon us. So it's
Oh,
like it's upon us, like the obligation is upon us, l'shabeach, to give shevach, to praise. As an Aleinu shabeach,
okay.
l'adon hakol, to the adon, to the Lord of everything.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Okay.
it's
Thank you.
on us. Okay. Me menu. Anyone want to give it a try? Me is from.
From us?
Okay.
From us?
Yeah, yes.
Is it
I'm
from
clicking the wrong thing. I'm getting tired. Oh, sorry. From him?
What? No.
Me menu.
New is us.
Yeah, it is.
What do we?
I have to ask about that. That might be a tricky one. Oh, tam was E, straightforward. Try acharecha.
After you?
Yep, I'm just writing me menu.
Yeah, I mean, that is that the one with the... Get rid of the...
That's
I
a
know.
tricky
Okay.
one. Okay, acharecha, after.
After you,
After you.
singular, masculine.
Awesome. Imanu.
Im is
Say
with
with us.
us.
Nice. How about bitochi?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
It is within you,
Bitochi.
singular. E. E is
Me?
Me is
singular.
always
It's B.
Me?
Within me.
Me?
nice. Atam, sorry, I didn't mean to click that prematurely. Itam, with them. Bit your bow. Try that one. What is that O going to indicate?
His?
Amongst him? Or,
Or within him. Amongst him, sorry. I love. See, that's that trickiness. I love. I'll
what was
On him?
on him. On him. Bachem.
With
Oh, I don't know.
you,
It's,
plural.
so it's masculine,
Masculine.
plural. Good one. Kamonu. Kimo.
I don't know. Come on.
So, it's like mi kamocha, but it's kamonu, so like us.
Nice. Lifanecha. You guys are doing amazingly. Lifanecha.
Or it says lifanich.
No, sorry.
Lifanayich.
Lifanayich. Sorry. Lifanayich.
The for you feminine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Eleha.
To her. To her?
To her.
No. To her?
On her?
No. To her. Oh, that's great.
Oh.
To her.
Two. Oh.
On with.
Okay. Vayere otam Shechem.
Oh no.
Is that what it says? I haven't looked at some of these slides in a long time, and they're so small. Okay. You know what, ladies? I'm just going to go through it because I want to cover something else, and I'm looking at the time. Okay?
Okay.
Vayera ota Shechem, and Shechem saw her. Shechem was it was the name of the ruler of that city area. Or was it the son? I don't remember. I think it was the son.
I think it was the son.
Yeah, it was the son. Bamakom, in the place, asher dibar ito. What does the ito mean?
With him?
In the
Nice.
place
That he spoke with him. Good. Ki yavo Eli ha'am. Eli.
I told Mommy.
Cute.
Eli.
People to me.
Nice. The nation will come to me. Anochi ashalach etchem. I will send
and
Send them? No. I would send them.
masculine,
No.
singular,
Them?
plural, feminine.
Them?
plural, you,
Them? You? No, I
Masculine.
never get this one.
Yes, nice. I will send you. Vayhi Elokim Imach, and Hashem will be
With
with her, you, or female, singular, you.
feminine.
nice. V'ha'anashim asher alu imo. What's imo?
With him,
Good. And the people that went up with him. Vayishlach Yaakov malachim lifanav. And Yaakov sent messengers lifanav.
in front of him,
For him.
Fantastic.
and for him, yeah.
Ve'amarta aleihem vasu lahem tzitzit. Ma ze aleihem?
Amen.
To them,
Amen.
Yep. And he will tell them to make for themselves tzitzit. Good. Okay, so we can go through. We have the passage. We've gone through it. Going through, we'll see very often. We'll see words in vayachanu. Now we know. The new means they, and they camped. So as we go through, we're going to see more and more things that are familiar, and that's very much desirable. Lahamit oti, to put to oti, that's like I am the direct object of being killed. Lahamit oti, to put me to death. Vet banai, vet miknai, and let's keep going. There's more. Avor lifnei, we know that, in front of ha'am, and take itcha with you, masculine, singular, miziknei Israel, and let's just scan over. Lifanecha, before you, masculine.
use your, yeah,
Let me get my pointer. Sorry about that.
yeah,
Sorry. Before you, masculine, singular. Me menu. It has the dagesh. The nikudot were very, very small. Me menu. It should be anachnu, but it's from it. And it's referring to the rock, the tzur. From it. It's a rough word to use as an example, but came from it, rock, from the rock, water. And let's just look. Bekir Beinu, in our midst. And if there is great. If there isn't. So, next topic for tonight. And hesitate to start something new at 10 o'clock because it is so late. So with your permission, I'm going to introduce it, and then I'm going to stop. And we'll pick it up next week. This is a concept. Again, remember we talked about prefixes are loaded with meaning, and they're used in all different concepts, in all different contexts. This is what happens to me at 10 o'clock. I turn into a pumpkin of sorts. The hey at the beginning of the word is a question mark. It's known as, remember we had vav hachibor, the vav that was connecting. Well, now we have hey hashe'ela, the hey that asks a question. So in the Torah, we're not going to see punctuation marks. We talked about that, how it's punctuationless. But we do know that there's so much information loaded in other spots. And remember, we have these little funny squigglies and stuff like that that all mean something. Well, this hey at the beginning of a word means we're asking a question. So it's Yesh Hashem b'kirbeinu im ayin. That was the last thing. Is Hashem amongst us or not? And here it's a question. Is Hashem amongst us or not? And that's this hey over here. So with your permission, I'm going to stop. And I'll be in touch. And we will, if there's anything that needs to be shared, I will Blinette or share it before next Wednesday. I'm encouraging you to review as much as possible because it is a lot of material, and it's really consolidating a lot of the previous stuff that we've learned. So next week, are we on?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care. It's really a pleasure. I love learning with you guys. I benefit from it as much as you
Oh,
do.
thank you.
So take care.
Oh,
Have a great
so
Shabbos.
Bye.
We'll talk soon. Take care.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Bye.